Hello, sports fans and NFL football fans, and welcome to a special edition of Scott Sports 101, an NFL uh, preseason pregame show, because the Browns have their first preseason game tonight against the New York Giants in the Meadowlands at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And it's also a lot of other NFL teams have their first preseason games tonight as well. Uh, as you know, Tyrod Taylor will start tonight's game, but expect to see Baker Mayfield play in at least 2 quarters of tonight's game. He's going to play a lot, quite a bit. Mayfield has made really big plays in training camp, and head coach Hugh Jackson has liked what he has seen so far. And I'll get back to this in just a second, but I do want to, here is today's Scott Sports 101 NFL trivia question. What is the oldest NFL franchise in continuous operation with the same name in the same location? I'll have the answer later in the broadcast. Now, Hugh Jackson has liked what he has seen out of Baker Mayfield so far. The Browns' keys to victory to get the win? Well, within the wide receivers room, the Browns will have to find chemistry as an offense, and Hugh Jackson says it's a number of plays. He said, I need them to be out there together and really experience some things, hopefully have some success moving the ball. Excuse me. And they need to find some chemistry amongst the group and really let them play. Hugh Jackson also said, well, it's a lot different, and we have a lot of new players. The goal is to evaluate our football team. I think we all know what that is, what that is, and what it is, what that is, what we are trying to do. We are trying to do. I want to see Baker play, and I want to evaluate our team in order to do that. And in order to do that, we have to put them out there, and let them play. These preseason football games will determine who will make the 53-man roster and who will be cut. The Browns, and I'll say this, the Browns' 0-16 season from last year has faded from the team. They have 86'd it, and it's now a long-lost memory and forever will be. Now, I'll say this. The Browns really need to come out and they need to show Hugh Jackson what they can do and why they should be on the team for the upcoming season. And as you know, Tyrod Taylor will be the starting quarterback for the Browns this upcoming season. Now, I know I want to see Baker Mayfield play a lot, but we've got to develop him. They need to do that. And he needs to learn from quarterback Tyrod Taylor and also from Hugh Jackson and the Browns and other Browns quarterbacks as well. But you've got to make plays. The defense needs to really come out and really shine, and they've got to keep the opposing quarterback on his where. And they've got to not give that quarterback so much room. And they've got to protect the quarterback, and they've got to get the passes. They've got to catch him, not drop him. And they had a hard time turning the ball over from last season. But I think it's a whole different team and a whole new roster and a whole new look. And I think there's going to be a lot of improvement this season. So I really think you've got to realize that we have got to have this really. They've got to gel. They've got to find chemistry. And I really think this preseason is really going to say it all before the regular season begins on Sunday, September 9th. Now, keep in mind, they're going to be evaluating these players. They're going to be testing these guys. And they're only going to get a certain amount of minutes. And they've got to get – and Myles Garrett will play, but they want to keep him healthy for the regular season. Jarvis Landry will, Darzel Ward, and some of the new guys will. And Jamie Collins as well. And and Austin Corbett will play, and all the Browns will play, and they need to really, they're only going to get a certain amount of minutes, but they got to gel as a team. They've got to protect the quarterback. They've got to really score. They've got to score from the get-go, and they've got to find a way to really gang up on this team. They've got to put the pressure on them. That's the other thing. So you've got to know this is what the Browns need to do this upcoming season and during this preseason. They need to do that. Because preseason, it's a time for testing these guys and evaluating them and seeing what they can do. That's what it is. So these preseason games will not mean anything, but they're gonna be testing these guys, and it's gonna be Hugh Jackson that's gonna be testing them. So we will see who makes this 53-man roster and who will be cut. So this preseason, I feel, is going to say it all. And you've got to have the quarterback really needs to be productive. And I mean, Tyrod Taylor was productive with the Bills, and he's going to do just that with the Browns, I feel. And now Baker Mayfield, I think, will be, but he's got to learn. But you can't have the fourth-string quarterback coming in and making plays. You coming in and really not making plays or throwing passes and have the players not catching them. That's the other thing that this team needs to do. So keep that in mind. And you really got to know that this team is really going to come out and really show what they can do. You got to keep that in mind. So I really think that this is going to be an interesting preseason, and we're going to really get to see what the Browns are going to do during this preseason, and this quarterback, and we're going to get to see what Baker Mayfield does. And yeah, we do want to see him play. So really keep that in mind, and let's see what the Browns can do during this preseason. Support your Cleveland Browns, and let's see what they can do. And now, as I've said before, Hugh Jackson is really pleased with what he has seen so far in training camp, and Hugh Jackson needs to really know to see what Baker Mayfield is going to do and what he can do. But he knows he needs to develop Baker Mayfield as well. So I really feel Baker's going to get at least 2 quarters. As we know Taylor's going to start, but Baker will get at least 2 quarters. He'll play quite a bit, and I think they're going to give the other quarterbacks some time to play as well. So we're going to see what they can do, and we'll see what happens with tonight's preseason game. But if they want to win, they've got to really come out and put the pressure on them. They've got to do that, and they've got to stop the opposing team from scoring and keep the pressure on the opposing team's quarterback. Well, we'll get back to talking about this in just a sec, but first, here is it's now time for the answer to today's Scott Sports NFL trivia question. What is the oldest NFL franchise in continuous operation with the same name in the same location? If you said the Green Bay Packers, you are correct. The Green Bay Packers were founded in 1919 and joined the NFL in 1921. I'll have another trivia question on my next broadcast, so stay tuned for that. Now, getting back to the Browns and their first preseason game tonight, I do feel, and there's a lot of other NFL teams that have their first preseason game tonight, and they're going to be testing their guys as well, all the other NFL teams. So keep that in mind. But the Browns everybody's ready for this preseason game, and they're really looking forward to it. And you've got to see what these Browns are going to do, and we want to see what these guys can do, and hopefully, because we know Tyrod Taylor is going to be their starting quarterback, as I said earlier, for the upcoming season. But we will be seeing what these guys can do. Now, and bear in mind, I'm going to say this again, these preseason games are not going to mean anything. This is dress rehearsal for the regular season. Keep that in mind. So, I still feel that they really need to develop Baker Mayfield. So, and David Njoku will also be playing tonight, and he's really picked up some good passes from. He's caught some good passes from Tyrod Taylor and from Baker Mayfield in training camp. along with Jamie Collins and Denzel Ward and Myles Garrett as well. So they've made a lot of big plays, and they've got to put that to the test tonight in this first preseason game and the other 5 preseason games as well. And so keep that in mind. And you can see all the NFL game coverage of the Browns' first preseason game on NFL Network. And also you can hear it on the radio home of the Browns, 92.3 The Fan, WKRK. And the kickoff is at 7 o'clock on NFL Network and 92.3 The Fan as well. So let's really see what these Browns can do tonight. And I am going to say that the Browns are going to, I'm going to say the Browns are going to win by 5. By 5, and I'm going to say why, because I feel it's going to be a close game. I think it will be. So I'm going to say that the Browns are going to win by 5, 29-24. I'm going to say that. Well, no, I take that back. I'm going to keep it with that. 29-24. So I think it's going to be a close game, and I think it might be a high-scoring one. We'll see. But if I'm wrong with my prediction my score prediction, then I am. And I won't be upset because it's not going to mean anything. So that's just my prediction. But they've got to show what they can do. So I really think these guys are going to show what they can do tonight and in the other preseason games as well. But watch it closely. You've got to see what these guys are going to do in these preseason games. And Hugh Jackson has got, and the assistant coaches and the offensive defensive coordinator, they've got to see what these guys can do. And really, this team is really going to show what they can do. And we're almost out of time, and I want to just say that I know we want to see the Browns improve this upcoming season, and I would like to see them go 6-10. And Jarvis Landry says they're playoff ready, but I don't see that happening because we have not. I'm going to believe it when I see it. I'm going to say that too, because we have not done that since 2002. But I'd like to see them go 6-10. We shall see. But I really feel that the Browns will get the win in their first preseason game tonight in the Meadowlands at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. So let's see what these guys can do, and I know they're going to be tested. They're going to get a certain amount of minutes, and we're all going to want to see what Baker Mayfield can do in tonight's preseason game. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this NFL Browns preseason game show. And I will have a post-game show immediately after tonight's Browns' first preseason game, so stay tuned for that. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. Enjoy the game. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.